Well, it became apparent to us when we disassembled that motor that the diaper shit smell was due to the customer dumping milk. Not oil, but milk into the engine. Now, if you were so inclined as to put something other than engine oil in your engine, what would it be? I would think vegetable oil would be the logical choice. Not milk, certainly not beer. We have had the occasional customer come in who had put eggs in their radiator, and when we go to pull the thermostat, it looks like a fucking omelet. But that's not very common anymore. A lot of people go out and buy themselves some stop leak. I got my hands on some of that stuff recently, and it smells like vomit. I don't know how the hell vomit is supposed to help a leak in your radiator. Last summer, we had a nice older gentleman come in with what smelled like rotten eggs, and we immediately thought, oh, this catalytic converter's getting mighty plugged up. But it turns out his ex-wife had started the RV sewage pump with the hose stuck up his tailpipe, and his muffler was caked with shit. Needed a whole new exhaust system and all. Have you ever smelled boiled shit? It's not pleasant. The younger broad come in. She was a little bit of a blonde, and she was complaining about a weird smell coming out of the HVAC. Turns out she had a mouse nest on the cabin air filter, and it was absolutely covered with a bunch of chocolate-covered raisins, the tiny micro kind. She'd been breathing in mouse shit for God knows how many thousands of miles. Speaking of rodents, we had another younger lady come in. She was having a rough idle installing. Well, we took the airbox apart, and sure enough, there was a fucking groundhog stuck in there. It was getting starved of oxygen. It was a fat little bastard. I think it was a pregnant female or something. Huge. Now, I'll tell you about one that we refused to touch, but you might find this in poor taste, but guy comes in. He was complaining about the car pulling to the left constantly, pulling into incoming traffic. Well, we took the wheel off and discovered a leash wound around the CV axle shaft. And at the end of the leash was a little collar. It said Ricky. It was pretty messy in there, pretty bloody, and there's some stuff crusted on the engine we couldn't quite identify. And I told him to get the fuck out of here. He must have ran over someone's goddamn dog at some point and didn't even know. Despicable.